Bobby Moore, Bill Shankly, Gerda Bakrati, all footballers, all in the National Football Museum Hall of Fame. Gerda captains the Cambridge University Association Football Club, and now her players have taken their place amongst the greats because they've been identified as being part of the oldest club in the world.
I mean, it's incredibly, there's so much pride in it, especially with all the girls, every single person in the club. We've been playing football for the majority of our lives, 16 years. Our families are massively involved in it. Obviously, it's your parents that take you around to games, to training sessions several times a week. So to be part of the club where it all started, it's incredibly rewarding. It feels like you've come full circle. There's so much pride in it that it's kind of rewarding for your family as well. They put in all those hours, all that fuel, all those miles to take you to away games, and you're where it all started.
What makes Cambridge University Football Club so special is that they laid down this set of rules, because before people had wanted to play their own game, where they picked the ball up or they kicked each other. But they said no, we're going to play one set of rules for one game, and that's an idea that the rest of the world has copied ever since. These 11 rules were written down by students at Trinity College before being taken to Parker's Piece to be stuck on a tree for all to see.
So as you can see from those fairly basic, simple rules, football was a basic, and still is a basic, simple game. Kick-off will start from the centre of the pitch. Whoever scores the most goals wins. Ball goes out to the side, it's a throw-in. Ball goes out to the end, it's a goal kick. And if it's more than 3 players between you and the other goal, you're offside. And that still survives, although it's changed slightly, but no, not greatly. So those things we recognise in the rules today.
And really at this stage, the rules look a lot like rugby.
They do very much. One thing the Cambridge rules did was they gradually erased all handling from the game of football as we know it. The one vestige that remained was when you're allowed to catch the ball. It came through the air, before it bounced, you could catch it, but then you drop it and kick it rather than passing it with your hands. So that was out. And you can see that today in the Australian rules game, which is another antecedent of rugby, which came about very shortly afterwards.
And they took out some of the more violent aspects, didn't they?
Very much so, yes. The Cambridge rules, they suit to outlaw things like tripping and pushing, but the most violent thing was hacking, which was very popular in the early days, but that gradually got outlawed as well and left to the ruffians who played rugby.
Yeah, made it more of a gentleman's game.
Gentleman's game played by ruffians, yes.
The game quickly spread around the world and became popular with both men and women, until the Football Association banned women's teams in 1921. This was overturned in 1971, and ever since the women's game has been playing catch-up.
Well, I think the women's game for football has been really slow to take off. I think last year with the World Cup, the Women's World Cup, and the Lionesses doing so well, that was really incredible. I think the issues at the moment is just it's so regional. I was very fortunate in the county that I grew up in, really put a lot of money into women's football, into girls, and starting from the grassroots stage. And I think a lot of our team are fortunate to come from areas of the UK like that. Other areas of the UK are still very underdeveloped, so it'll be great to keep building on the successes of the Lionesses, and things like they're starting to show the women's games on BBC in a Match of the Day-esque programme, so it'll be great to keep building on that and start more girls getting into it and more funding and start it being prime time TV. I mean, women's football is said to be more exciting than the men's because it's more skillful, less physical, so you never know.
Adam Page, Cambridge TV News.